Hi, and welcome to another weekly update from seekingchange.co.uk. My name's Ian Wallace. I'm a counsellor and a coach and a trainer, and the weekly insights that I've been giving you up to now are based on my experience, my understanding, and real life situation scenarios that I've worked with over the many years and the many people I've seen. What I'd like to look at today is how we see ourselves and how we get good relationships. Relationships are never easy to make happen. People, generally speaking, believe that relationships should just happen. We get into relationships, they bumble along and everything's wonderful. We have what we call a honeymoon period, which is the first part of any relationship usually. How long it lasts is very different to everybody. But we kind of see that as being something that would be getting to know yourself, getting to know the other person, being more comfortable with them. And it might span 3-4 months, depending on the relationship. It might span 2 or 3 years. But at some point, the relationship will change quite naturally. And that's where we have to do some hard work on making it happen. A lot of people feel in relationships that they're not valued. They don't feel listened to or heard. And that's a communication breakdown, but also how people talk to each other. When we're talking to people who we have relationships with, we should be respectful, validating and supportive. And we shouldn't be judgmental. When we're working with people who we love, unfortunately, because in relationships there's more to lose than there is in just general people that we connect with outside of work, outside of the relationship, then people at work we might be able to easily communicate with them. We might be very good communicators. But if we don't value ourselves in these relationships, then the relationship can break down. And sometimes people get into the position whereby they will accept second best. They will accept a process whereby they don't value themselves enough. And then it makes it much easier for other people to not value them. I've worked with a lot of people over the years whereby the balance in how the relationship works will become dysfunctional, and one person in the relationship will become more of the parent and the other person will become more of the child. So in order for the child to become more assertive and more balanced and more an equal partner in the relationship, then they have to take responsibility and they have to value themselves. Usually find people who don't value themselves will always put themselves last. They will always be last in the pecking order. They will probably put themselves down before anybody else does, so don't worry about me, I'm okay, you've not hurt me in that sense emotionally. And once you do that to the people you connect with, either friends or closer or intimate relationships, then in some senses you give them the green light to do that to you as well, because you're doing it to you, so they see that that's okay. So over a period of time, then that disrespect, in a sense, will become part and parcel of the communication structures. Now over a period of time that might be fine. You might not have a problem with that, but at some point it will become enough is enough. And then you would react in the relationship in numerous different ways. How do you value yourself? How do you respect yourself? Well, you have to see yourself as a good person. You have to see yourself as somebody who gives to the relationship. They have quality. They have aspects of themselves that people want to connect with, want to be around. So they kind of move themselves into a different place. They have to grow, they have to develop. They have to do things that they would see as being achieving. If any of you have broken up from relationships, close relationships over a period of time, you'll find in the kind of days after the relationship breaks up, or maybe the weeks or even the months, you'll find that you have to start taking on board the functions that the other partner used to do. For example, you might find, if you're a man like me, that you didn't really do much cooking, for example, and so you would have to learn how to cook. Well, by learning how to cook and somebody giving you feedback and saying, actually, that was a good meal, that's you getting value. That's you getting to say, actually, yeah, I'm good at this. I can do this. I'm able to keep that function going. So when you're looking at valuing yourself, you have to see your attributes. You have to see the qualities. You have to see the positiveness of you. And last week we were looking at power walls. So this is kind of an ongoing process this week from what we were talking about last week. So by valuing yourself, you have to see yourself in a good light. So don't allow other people to put you down. Don't allow people not to give you respect. And don't allow people not to see your value. You have things to give, and they are needed by everybody within your family unit. So if you can actually show them that that is something that you give to that unit, you give to that system, as we call it, then you will hopefully get feedback from that system, from that unit, from the family, saying, yes, we won't want to lose that. We won't want to lose that aspect that you give us. But it starts with you. It starts with you valuing you. Because if you don't value yourself, then basically you're telling everybody else, there's no need to value me. I'm okay. You'll also know that if you have a problem with this, that receiving gifts will be hard. Receiving praise will be hard. Receiving anything would actually be hard that's just for you. The people who spend money on everybody else apart from themselves, the people who say, don't bother buying me a present, the people who will always go to the back of the queue and let everybody else get on first, all those people could be people who don't value themselves. So try and value yourself, try and see your worth, your value, and try and make other people realise that you do have a value, because everybody does. Hopefully that will help you to understand valuing. But if you want to know more, then please log on to the website, and there's a whole range of different things on there to help you understand why do we do that, is what it's called. Take care. Speak to you soon.